Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We the Godfreys, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. In a move that sent ripples through the Los Angeles Dodgers fanbase, the team announced on Thursday that promising right-hander Bobby Miller has been optioned back to AAA Oklahoma City. The news came just a day after what was supposed to be a triumphant return to the mound instead turned into a nightmarish outing for the 25-year-old. Making his season debut against the Colorado Rockies, Miller struggled mightily, surrendering 6 earned runs across just 3 innings of work. It was a disappointing turn for a pitcher who entered 2024 with sky expectations and the potential to become a central figure in the Dodgers' rotation. What makes this demotion particularly jarring is not just the numbers from his latest appearance, but the broader context of Miller's season and the long road travel to even get to this point. After suffering a frightening setback in his very first spring training start, a line drive struck him in the head, forcing an early exit and sidelining him for a significant stretch. Miller's preparations for the regular season were derailed before a day could truly begin. The incident not only delayed his build-up but also led to his exclusion from the Dodgers' opening day roster, a surprising development for a pitcher many had pegged as a breakout candidate. In the weeks that followed, Miller worked his way back into form through a trio of minor league appearances, slowly regaining his rhythm, his stamina, and perhaps most importantly, his confidence. The Dodgers, clearly keeping a close eye on his progress, deemed him ready to return to the big leagues and handed him the ball against Colorado, a matchup that seemed favorable on paper. What unfolded, however, was a roller coaster ride of a game that laid bare the volatility of relying on young arms. Despite being given a generous cushion, the Dodgers' offense exploded for 7 runs in the first inning. Miller found himself in immediate trouble as the Rockies refused to go quietly. In the third inning, the momentum shifted dramatically. Colorado tagged Miller for 5 runs in the frame, a rally punctuated by a grand slam of the bat of Michael Toglia that stunned the Dodger Stadium crowd. The once comfortable 7-1 lead evaporated in a matter of minutes, and although the Dodgers managed to hang on for an 8-7 victory, Miller's outing left more questions than answers. This latest performance was not an isolated incident. Although it was his first Major League start of 2024, Miller's struggles stretch beyond this one game. Over 3 starts so far this season, including his team in AAA, Miller has posted an alarming 8.52 ERA, with a win-loss record of 2-4. The numbers reflect a pitcher still searching for consistency, command, and perhaps the mental sharpness required to thrive at the highest level. In parts of 3 seasons with the Dodgers, Miller has now made 36 starts, compiling a record of 13-8 and a career ERA of 5.45. While flashes of brilliance have certainly been part of his story, electric fastballs, fierce leaders, moments where slugged untouchable, the inconsistency has persisted. His raw talent is undeniable, but the results have yet to consistently match the promise. The Dodgers, of course, are known for their methodical approach to pitcher development. This is an organization that doesn't panic and rarely makes rash decisions. Sending Miller down to AAA isn't necessarily a punishment, but rather a recalibration. It's a chance for him to find his footing in a less pressurized environment, to work with coaches on the finer points of his mechanics, and to rebuild the confidence that once made him a top-tier prospect within the system. Interestingly, the Dodgers did not announce a corresponding roster move following Miller's demotion. With the team enjoying a day off on Thursday, it's likely that decisions regarding the next steps, whether to call up another arm, rely on bullpen depth, or adjust the rotation, will be made in the coming days. For now, the spotlight remains on Miller and what this means for his development and future within the organization. Fans who had hoped to see Miller take the next step this season, to evolve from talented youngster to reliable rotation piece, are now left wondering what comes next. There is no doubt that the tools are still there. Miller's fastball can touch triple digits, and his secondary offerings, when on, can fool even the league's best hitters. But pitching in the major leagues is as much about mental fortitude as it is about raw ability, and right now, Miller finds himself in a moment of reckoning. The journey of a young pitcher is rarely linear. Setbacks are a part of the process, and the Dodgers know better than most how to nurture and develop their arms. Whether this brief stint in AAA serves as a turning point or simply another chapter in Miller's ongoing evolution remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, for Bobby Miller, the road back to Dodger Stadium will demand more than just talent. It will require resilience, self-belief, and the willingness to grow through adversity. In the meantime, the Dodgers will continue their quest for a championship with one of their brightest young pitchers temporarily on the outside looking in the hope, of course, is that the next Tim Miller is calle de pan. He returns not just with a stronger arm, but with the poise and polish needed to take that next step toward becoming the ace many still believe he can be. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. In a stunning revelation that could have deep ramifications for the Los Angeles Dodgers, clubhouse chemistry and World Series aspirations. Superstar outfielder and team leader Mookie Betts has reportedly drawn a hard line behind closed doors. According to sources close to the organization, Betts has made it clear to Dodgers management, he no longer wishes to share the field with newly acquired outfielder Michael Conforto. The statement, first leaked anonymously and later confirmed by a team insider, has sent shockwaves throughout Major League Baseball and reignited conversations about leadership, locker room culture, and the delicate balance of superstar egos in high-stakes environments. As the Dodgers look to assert their dominance in a highly competitive National League, this unexpected internal rift could not have come at a worse time. Betts, a six-time All-Star, MVP, and two-time World Series champion, is not known for public drama. Since arriving in Los Angeles in 2020, he's been a cornerstone of the franchise, a consummate professional, a quiet leader, and the kind of presence that glues a team together. So when word spread that Betts had taken a firm stance against playing alongside Conforto, many around the league were shocked. "Is not someone who can plans," said a former teammate of Betts, speaking on condition of anonymity. So if he's putting his foot down like this, it means something serious has happened. The exact cause of the friction remains murky, but several sources suggest that tensions began brewing during spring training. Conforto, who signed with the Dodgers during the off-season after a respectable stint with the San Francisco Giants, reportedly arrived in camp with confidence and a strong desire to establish himself quickly in the Dodgers' hierarchy. While that ambition is hardly unusual for a veteran player joining a contender, it appears to have clashed with Betts' leadership style and expectations. Several team insiders describe early moments of miscommunication between the two, from disagreements over outfield positioning to differing views on approach during team meetings. On more than one occasion, Betts was said to be visibly frustrated with Conforto's demeanor, behavior that some interpreted as nonchalant or even dismissive. But it wasn't until a heated exchange during a team workout session in mid-March that things reportedly reached a boiling point. Eyewitnesses describe Betts confronting Conforto over a perceived lack of hustle during drills. What started as a pointed critique quickly escalated into a verbal argument that had to be diffused by coaches. Though both players attempted to move past the incident, sources say the relationship never fully recovered. "Mookie is all about preparation and accountability," one team staffer noted. "He's not going to say much unless he feels it's affecting the team. And with Conforto, it just seems like he feels this isn't the right fit." The Dodgers front office has remained silent on the matter so far, with general manager Brandon Gomez declining to comment directly when asked about the reported rift. "We're focused on winning baseball games," Gomez said in a brief media session. Our clubhouse is full of professionals who want the same thing, a championship. But behind the scenes, it's clear that a difficult decision might soon be on the table. CONFORTO was on a short-term contract, could become expendable if management prioritizes harmony over depths. On the other hand, the Dodgers have invested heavily in BETTS as both a player and a franchise figurehead, a fact that tilts the scales heavily in his favor. You don't bet against Mookie in that clubhouse, said an American League scout familiar with the Dodgers culture. If a season is not good for the team, the front office listens. Adding fuel to the fire are recent comments from Dodgers manager Dave Roberts, who, while not addressing the situation directly, appeared to allude to potential lineup changes. "We're always evaluating chemistry," Roberts told reporters after a recent game. "It's not just about numbers. It's about how guys work together, how they push each other, and how they support each other in the grind." If BETTS' ultimatum holds firm, it's hard to see a scenario where CONFORTO remains a long-term part of the team. While the veteran outfielder has shown flashes of offensive prowess, his performance has not yet justified disrupting team cohesion, especially in a club with championship expectations. Throughout the first month of the season, CONFORTO is batting .229 with 3 home runs and a handful of electrical catches, decent numbers, but hardly irreplaceable in a roster filled with talent. Fans, meanwhile, are beginning to take sides. Social media is ablaze with debates, with some calling BETTS stands a power play, while others applauding for protecting the team culture that has made the Dodgers perennial contenders. Former players and analysts have weighed in as well, with many emphasizing that such conflicts, while uncommon, are not unprecedented. "This stuff happens," said Hall of Famer Pedro Martinez during a segment on MLB Network. "Even in the best clubhouses, there are strong personalities. What matters is whether the team finds a way to address it without letting it spill onto the field." As the regular season progresses, the Dodgers face mounting pressure not just to win, but to keep their internal dynamics intact. The National League West is as competitive as ever, with the Padres, Diamondbacks, and even the resurgent Giants posing legitimate threats. Every game counts, and any distraction, especially one involving the team's most important player, could prove costly. For BETTS, this moment represents a rare public flex of his influence. Throughout his career, he's led by example, more often letting his play do the talking. But now, with the stakes higher than ever and his reputation as a team-first player on the line, BETTS appears to have chosen a hill is willing to stand on. Whether the Dodgers choose to act swiftly or try to mend the relationship remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, the calm, composed exterior of one of baseball's model franchises has been cracked, and all eyes will be watching to see what happens next. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.